several meters underwater, no more air in my lungs. It was the most terrifying moment of my life. But in some way, the most beautiful one too. Because in that silence, between life and death, I could only see one thing. I've been chasing my dreams for the past 7 years now. And here's what I've learned. You're only one decision away from living a completely different life. On March 15th, 2023, I bought a one-way ticket that changed everything. But I had no idea it would almost cost me my life. To really understand why I made this decision, we need to go back a few years. Belgium. This is where I grew up, with my brother, my sister, my parents, and our dogs. When I was younger, I loved it here. My parents used to call me the happy soul, always smiling, always having a good time. I was a little shy, but kind-hearted, just like my mother, and a head full of dreams. I guess everything changed when I started traveling. When I was 18, I took a gap year in Australia all by myself. I interrailed across Europe with 2 high school friends, and we also traveled a lot as a family. All of these trips opened my mind to new opportunities and made me wonder, maybe there's more to life out there. At only 18 years old, our society expects us to know exactly what we want to do with our lives. I had no clue. So I did what you're supposed to do. I started studying business at university. And my parents were all happy. The truth was, I hated it. The only thing I liked about university was the social life. But every time I sat in a classroom, I felt like I didn't belong in this traditional school system. The only class I actually enjoyed was Spanish. And after finally passing my accounting exam, the one I had failed 6 times, I got to go on an exchange program to Barcelona. And let's just say, things got a little out of hand.
Hola Robin, ¿cómo estás? ¿Me extrañas?
Muy bien. Yeah. 6 months in Spain, some of the best days of my life. But when I came back to Belgium, something had changed. My identity, my values, my ambitions didn't really match the people around me anymore. I wasn't looking for the next party. I was starting to ask myself what I really wanted to do with my life. Actually, I lied to you about something. I haven't been chasing my dreams for the past 7 years. I've been chasing dreams my whole life. Before filmmaking, before traveling, there was one dream that mattered more than anything for me. Performing at the Olympic Games. I've always had this other side to me, extremely competitive, hardworking, and willing to do whatever it takes to get to the top. Field hockey was my life. I was obsessed. I trained every single day and eventually reached a high level, with my parents supporting me every step of the way. Honestly, I couldn't imagine life without it. But I tried to do everything at once. Study for my exams, train hard every day, have a social life, and figure out who the hell I was. As a result, I wasn't performing on the field anymore, and I wasn't doing well at school either. That year, I hit rock bottom. I've never been the kind of person to give up easily. I'd always push through, worked harder, and finished what I started. But eventually, I reached a point where I had to make the hardest decision of my life. Letting go of my childhood dream. That was tough. But then I remembered what my dad used to tell me when I was a young hockey player. Who you become as a person and what you achieve in life are way more important than where you end up as a hockey player. And whatever you choose to do, just know we will always love you and be there for you. Those words always stayed with me. I didn't know yet, but I had just made one of the best decisions of my life. I then went on a 1-month trip to southern India with 10 other students to build a new classroom in a small school. When people ask me which trip was the most life-changing, I always answer India. On that trip, we met another young student from France called Theo. I remember he was wearing this cool t-shirt where it said, "Seek discomfort." I was curious, so I asked Theo what this was. And pretty fast, I got completely obsessed with the YouTube channel Yes Theory. Keep in mind, at this point I was filming all my trips with my GoPro and creating after movies just for fun. When I got home, I was totally hooked on YouTube. And then I came across my first ever cinematic travel video by the one and only Sam Calder. And something just clicked. For the first time in my life, I felt like this was it. Yes Theory and Sam Calder had become my two main inspirations to go for it. I had set two major goals when I started this journey. The first one was to work for a company called Beautiful Destinations.
Hey guys, my name's Jeremy Jauncey. I'm the founder and CEO of Beautiful Destinations, and I'd like to hire you for the world's coolest job.
We are the creative agency behind the largest travel and lifestyle community on social media. We have over 12 million people in 180 countries that follow and engage in our content every single day, and we want you to be a part of the team behind that. We're looking for the world's most talented photographers, videographers, and drone operators to work with us and be a part of the BD family.
The second goal was to move to Bali at some point. The dream destination for creators, digital nomads, and entrepreneurs. My two new dreams were crystal clear, and I couldn't wait to tell my parents. I remember I told them I want to create videos and travel the world. They were a bit confused and didn't really understand this was an actual job. But it felt so right to me. I was determined to make this work. I knew that if I really wanted this life, I had to make it happen. I was about to book my first trip, but the world shut down. While most people were complaining about the pandemic, I saw it as an opportunity. Early wake-up calls, long days, just discipline. I invested in 3 online courses with all the money I had saved up and taught myself filmmaking from scratch. I was cleaning dishes in a restaurant, saved up, and bought a second-hand Sony a7 III. That led to my first client, and before I knew it, I had launched my own company as a freelance filmmaker. For the next 3 years, it was trial and error. When the borders finally opened, I went all in. I organized a trip to Costa Rica with 7 other creators. I solo traveled Colombia for a month, although my parents told me not to go because it was too dangerous. I then went on a road trip across Europe, filming for bigger and bigger brands. Every trip I filmed, I learned, and I was building my travel portfolio piece by piece. Back in Belgium, I finally graduated with my business degree, and all my friends were lined up for a safe 9-to-5. But that was not part of my plan. Instead, I knew exactly what I had to do next.
Alright guys, can't believe I'm really saying this, but we're going to Bali.
Yeah, nah, I wish it would have been that easy at the beginning. But this is what actually happened. For the first few days, I was completely alone. I had no idea what to do, where to go, or how to meet other people. And honestly, I felt pretty lost, wondering if coming here had even been the right decision. I had actually been messaging with a few other creators for a while, especially this one English dude called TomWebster5 on Instagram. We were both part of Call It Creative, an incredible community of like-minded filmmakers. We had been talking about this special island in the Philippines called Siargao. People described it as a new Bali. Just raw paradise, super friendly locals, and a few backpackers. Exactly what we were looking for. It sounded unreal. And with barely any planning, and with 5 other creators who seemed down to join the trip, we just booked a random hostel and decided to meet at the surfing capital of the Philippines.
Robin, time to get some content.
3 weeks exploring a new country with a bunch of strangers, no shot list, no plans, just living life fully.
That trip changed everything. I felt like I had finally found my people.
I came back to Bali without any money left. Well, just enough to survive one more week. And when I heard my favorite DJ Kygo was going to play live next weekend, of course I stayed. At that party, something crazy happened. I happened to bump into this guy.
If you don't know who Benny is, also known as Benjamin Ortega, he's a legend. A French travel YouTuber I had followed for years. After nervously asking him for a picture, he mentioned he was looking for someone to help with his YouTube projects for the next 2 months. I couldn't believe it, but I knew this was my chance.
For the next 2 months, life felt like a dream. Our days started with workouts and surf sessions, afternoons chasing waterfalls and hiking volcanoes, and our evenings sharing food and laughs with new friends. It was the perfect mix of adventure, discipline, and connection.
We actually became very good friends, and I'll never forget everything he has done for me. He introduced me to so many incredible people, and before I knew it, I was surrounded by some of the biggest creators in the world. And then, as if things couldn't get even crazier, I met the guy who made me pick up a camera in the first place, Sam Calder. This all started to feel like a real dream.
I remember Mike had casually just taught me how to drive one of these big bikes.
And Sam was flying an FPV drone around me. In that moment, I just thought, what the f*** is life right now? I was clearly on one of the highest points of my life. But with every high in life, you know what comes next. Things really took a turn I never expected.
That weekend, I decided to go to the famous surf spot in Bali called Uluwatu. To be honest, everything felt normal that day. I rented a board, headed down this rocky cave to the beach, and then everything changed very fast. I was paddling back out to get my next wave when, out of nowhere, another surfer pulled up beside me. He looked at me straight in the eye and said, "Hey mate, listen carefully. There's a massive set coming. Paddle as hard as you can to the outer beach. If you don't, there's a good chance you'll drown. Good luck." I turned around and all I could see were walls of water. The horizon was stacked with waves bigger than anything I'd ever seen. Without thinking twice, I started paddling like my life depended on it. The wave slammed me so hard, I didn't even know which way was up anymore. I had never felt this much adrenaline in my body. And for the first time in my life, I really thought, this might be it. I could die right now. Somehow, just before running out of air, I reached the surface. But before I could breathe properly again, a second, even bigger wave crashed on me. That's when everything changed. The noise disappeared. Time slowed down. I stopped panicking. My body had switched into full survival mode. Several meters underwater, no more air in my lungs. I was about to drown. It was the most terrifying moment of my life. But in some way, the most beautiful one too. Because in that silence, between life and death, I could only see one thing.
Close your eyes. I'd like you to imagine
Jag filmar det.
that you're in the most wonderful place to watch a very good movie of you.
Hey, fish.
Okay, Clayton, plan 2.
For me, it's always been about them. The people who've loved me unconditionally since day one. The ones I forget to tell how much I love them.
And you're right here with this version of you. To see things as they really are. This version of you looking at you.
5, 6, 7.
From the very beginning, it was never about the Olympics or a business degree. My dream has always been to make you proud and live in a way that hopefully inspires you to go after your dreams too.
Send me the war of your secret smile.
Chasing your dreams isn't really about the dream itself. It's about what life reveals to you when you decide to go all in. I guess my whole life, all I really wanted you to know is this. Whatever happens, just know I will always love you and be there for you.
I know they're just little things, but I need these little things. 'Cause it's the little things that mean an awful lot.
One decision can change your life forever, but never forget who makes it worth living.
Hey Robin, how you doing, man? Hope all is well. I was passed on your details by Jacob Ferrafino. He said just really great things about you, and he sent me your kind of BD Philippines video, and it was brilliant, man. Really, really brilliant. So anyway, thought I'd reach out. Would love to connect, and yeah, let me know what you think.
Hope you liked it. If you liked, please subscribe and see you in the next video.
These roads of flames are catching a fire.
Mate, Unbreakable.
Oh no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. Make you waste time in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I've been going too long, and I'm hoping that you sing my song, my song.
Bon et voilà, là on est dans la ciudad, hein, la city comme on dit. On est à Barcelone, on est bien arrivé. Mais le quête ici là. Et bah voilà, sinon j'espère que tout va bien. Les subscribers, n'oubliez pas de subscribe dans la description, hein. Link down below.
Okej, nu måste vi nog säga hejdå för att vi är lite för bra för dig. No offense.